Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, another Marvel Legends action figure review. I got another figure from the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years wave of Marvel Legends figures. I picked up the single figure of the Red Skull. I was pretty happy that they released an MCU Red Skull. I've been wanting a Red Skull figure just in general, but a decent Red Skull figure in general for a while. I'm happy they did an MCU one. I think that's really cool. Unfortunately, from reviews I've watched and just looking at the packaging, I feel like it's not exactly the Red Skull I'm looking for, but I have to get out of the packaging and see it for myself. I'm hoping it'll be better than I'm expecting it to be. But looking at the packaging, this is sort of the style of packaging they're going for these single figures. It's in a full box. You get the Marvel Studios first 10 years on the top, Legend Series, Marvel Studios first 10 years. The figure clearly displayed, Red Skull, Captain America logo, Captain America the First Avenger. You get some concept art on the side. I'd really like to see them release a First Avenger cap in this line of figures. I think that'd be really cool. I really want to get a First Avengers cap, especially to go with this figure, to pose with this figure. And there's also a picture of Loki there. It'd be really cool to get a Avengers Loki as well. You get a little write-up here. It says, Hydra leader Johann Schmidt creates Tesseract-powered weapons to destroy American cities, but doesn't anticipate interference from newly dubbed hero Captain America. In their first meeting, Schmidt removes his mask to reveal crimson skin, a signature hue that has earned him the name Red Skull. Get a poster, or the image of the poster for the movie, Red Skull, and another bio which just says, obsessed with the power of the Tesseract, Johann Schmidt teams up with Dr. Arnim Zola to create a supercharged arms force that will change the fate of World War II and the world. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get him out of the packaging. We'll take a closer look at the figure. Alright, I've got the Red Skull out of the packaging. And it's not a bad figure by any means. There's definitely some good things going on with this figure. It's just not the costume choice I would have gone for with this figure. And he's lacking some accessories that I wish he did have. Which is unfortunate. I think if they just included some of those accessories I wanted them to add and they had better costume choice of this figure, it would have been pretty close to perfect. They actually did release this figure with the costume that I wanted, which is more of his trench coat sort of look and the more common sort of look in the movie. But that was an SDCC exclusive, which came with a replica Tesseract and also a little Tesseract for him to hold, which this figure also doesn't come with. Well, I'll cover that more later. That's the costume I would have preferred because I don't really think we really see Red Skull ever wear something like this in the movie. I haven't watched in a while. If I recall correctly, I think he wore something like this, like in one scene when he was shooting the Nazi officers with the Tesseract weapon, and he didn't even have the red. He had the mask over his Red Skull head when that scene was going on. So I don't think he ever had his actual face showing when he was wearing anything like this. So they unfortunately made sacrifices with the design of this figure in favor of the accessories he comes with, which I will get into again later. But looking at it, the head sculpt, I think the head sculpt's better in person. I wasn't too pleased with it when I saw pictures of it. I think it looks a bit better in person. I really like the sort of black wash they applied to bring out the details. I feel like the red's a little too dark though. In the movie, I think the red of his head was actually a bit lighter toned. It's not a huge deal, more of an observation, but yeah. The eyes are painted alright. The left one on mine is a little wonky, but it's not too bad. He has his mouth open, kind of his teeth gritted. I don't really like that. Again, it looks better in person than I thought it was going to. But I would have preferred it just to be closed or something, because the mouth being open like that kind of, I don't know, makes it look sort of off. I don't know. The side profile is pretty good, then the front, it just, I don't know, something about it. The rest of the figure, you know, looks pretty good. He's wearing this sort of, I guess, Hydra uniform, I suppose. He's got the collar, which looks good. You got the buckles, which are painted in gold, look pretty good for the most part. He's got like this red trim and black trim going on all throughout the figure. It looks really good. The main plastic color is like this greenish gray. It's got the Hydra logo on the side. Just didn't really do a good job focusing, but that is executed pretty well. Got all that trimming on the arms. I'll actually straighten those out. He's got glossy black hands for gloves, or to emulate gloved hands, and both hands have trigger fingers. He's got the Hydra belt buckle, looks pretty good, sculpted well. It's got cuts on the side of the lower tunic to allow for more articulation. Got the legs here, look pretty good. Officer's legs have these black, like almost wires hanging off them, which is interesting. And you got the black glossy jack boots, which looks pretty good, is definitely in line with the character's design. So it's not a bad looking figure, it's well executed for what they're trying to go for. It's just like I said, it's not exactly the best costume choice for Red Skull, I don't think. But it still works. I think it still looks fine. I'll make it work. In terms of articulation, he's pretty good. He has a ball joint in the head with a hinge at the neck, so he can look up quite a bit. And you look down quite a bit. And you rotate a slight pivot. Ball hinges at the shoulders, which move out pretty much full 90. Sole cuts at the bicep. Double hinges at the elbows, just move in really good. This is the sort of articulation I would like to see on the Black Series Tarkin. I think that would have been fantastic if they did that. Anyways, ball hinges at the wrist, swivel and go in and out. A diaphragm joint in lieu of a crunch, so you can go backwards a bit, forward just a bit, slight pivot and rotation. I think he has a second waist swivel. Ball hinges at the hips, which kick out a decent amount, but this thing, while it is pliable, it does get in the way. It doesn't kick super high up, and this looks a little odd because it's plastic. And they move out a decent amount though, and that doesn't look too bad. A swivel cut at the thighs, double hinges at the knees, move good. No boot cut. You just have hinges at the ankles with rocker joints. On this foot, my hinge joint is really tight, which is unfortunate. But aside from that, articulation is pretty good. I can't really complain. You'll be able to do pretty much anything you want to do with the articulation on this Red Skull. Now, in terms of accessories, he comes with quite a few accessories, mainly alternate parts. First off, he does come with an alternate hand. You do get this open left hand, meant for either being a supporting hand for his weapon or for holding a Tesseract, which unfortunately doesn't come with. He doesn't come with a Tesseract, and that does really bother me. I feel like it's a staple thing for an MCU Red Skull to have. The SDCC has one. This one doesn't. That does kind of suck. But you can pop out the hand and interchange them pretty easily, so there you go. He comes with his weapon, so you do get a, I guess, Tesseract energy rifle or whatever. It's got 2 grips on there. It's got a gunmetal gray color with a silver paint on it, so that's kind of cool. The sculpting's pretty cool on it. You can hold it pretty well. This is the only weapon he comes with. I do wish he would have came with like a handgun, because I can't remember if Red Skull used any of the actual like rifle or larger Tesseract weapons or not. I know for a fact he did use a handgun, so it would have been good to get like a German handgun or a Tesseract sort of handgun or something. But yeah, as you can have him kind of hold the rifle like that, it's a bit finicky getting the hand to hold it properly. He has a trigger finger, but the trigger's too far away, so his finger's not actually going to go into the trigger. It looks pretty good. Though again, I feel like it's a little overkill for Red Skull. I don't think he would actually... don't think he used any of the larger Tesseract weapons. Just take that out of his hand for now. And then the other accessories are, he comes with a bunch of interchangeable parts to basically make him just a standard Hydra soldier. So you get this harness here. Got the Hydra logo on the belt buckle there. You got some silver paint apps and whatnot. And you get 3 other head sculpts. So in total you get 4 head sculpts with this figure. And the other 3 head sculpts are all different Hydra soldier head sculpts. So that's really cool for if you wanted to get multiples of this guy. You could build up a First Avenger Hydra soldier army. And this body works really well for that. But I feel like they sacrificed a more accurate looking Red Skull in favor of the Hydra soldier. And I feel like they should have just done a separate Hydra soldier release and then a separate Red Skull release. I think that would have worked better. But anyways, you do get these parts. So you can put this on, just untab it there. I'm going to pop off the head too, just to make it easier. And it just goes over pretty easy to do. So putting the harness on and putting the first Hydra Soldier head sculpt on there, as you can see, this makes for a really good looking Captain America the First Avenger Hydra Soldier figure. This body, like I said, works a lot better for the Hydra Soldier than it does for the Red Skull figure. And the Red Skull is supposed to be the main focus of this figure, yet you feel like, it is more focused for being the Hydra Soldier. And it looks really good, but I would have much preferred to have a better looking Red Skull than a better looking Hydra Soldier, in my opinion. But that looks really good, and that's the first head sculpt there. It's kind of like the standard Soldier, I think. You can pop that off. These ones are actually on there pretty tightly. And you can put this one on. I think this one's supposed to be like the pilot or whatever, the guys who are like in those little ships on the big one. They're coming out the big one. And I think this one might be my favorite one. It has like the mask over the face. So that looks really cool. I like that a lot, actually. And popping that one off, there is one more. The gun came out, but that's okay. Like I said, the gun doesn't exactly, it grips, but if you fool around with it too much with it in the hand, it's going to come out. But I'll just take it out of there. And then this is the last one. That one goes on a bit easier. It's kind of like the bigger helmet. It's got like these red lenses, and it shows the face again. Yeah, it looks really cool. They all look pretty cool. But I would have, again, preferred a better looking Red Skull than good looking Hydra Soldiers. But it is what it is. So we'll quickly do some size comparisons. Alright, for size comparisons, I just grabbed some random figures. Here he is next to just the Pizza Spider-Man, just pretty close to the standard 6-inch scale. They're about the same height, so that makes sense. I think he's supposed to be about your standard 6-inch height. Here he's next to the recent SPDR Wave or Spider Wave Dr. Octopus. He's a little hard to do with all the tentacles. But Doc's just a little shorter, so that makes sense. As he should be. Here he's next to the only other two figures I have from the first 10 years so far. Here's Hulk, and he's much shorter than the Hulk, so that makes sense. And then the last one I have from the same pack as Hulk, the Hulkbuster. He's much smaller than the Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster doesn't even fit into the frame. And I can't compare him with the Captain America because I don't have a Captain America figure, as hard as that is to believe. I just don't have one yet. I'd like to get that Crossbones and, well, Captain America 2-pack to get a good MCU cap. But I passed on it, and it was not in the store when I went back, so I'll have to just wait on that one. But overall, I think this is a good Red Skull figure. I don't think it's terrible, but it could have been better, I think. It could have had better accessories, or not better accessories. It could have came with more accessories, i.e. the Tesseract, and I don't particularly love the costume choice. They definitely wanted to make this more focused for the Hydra Soldiers and just decided to throw the Red Skull head on there. Honestly, if I had to be honest, through development, I wouldn't be surprised if they initially made the figure was going to be a Hydra Soldier, and then they decided to throw in the Red Skull head later on and make it a Red Skull figure. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It would have been awesome to get a Johann Schmidt head, Hugo Weaving head, with that face print technology. I'm assuming they didn't because they don't have the permission to use Hugo Weaving's likeness, or maybe they just didn't decide not to do it. It would have been really cool to get that head sculpt though, and then that would have looked, I think, better with this costume on, in my opinion. But it's still pretty good. If you're gonna get the SDCC, I'd pass on this. But if you can't get the SDCC, because it probably won't be too easy to get, and you want a Red Skull, MC Red Skull, I'd recommend picking this one up. And I especially recommend picking it up if you are into army building the Hydra Soldiers, MCU Hydra Soldiers. Then I'd highly recommend picking it up because you get all the different heads. You get the weapon that you need and everything. So it gives you a lot of options to have a bunch of different looking Hydra Soldiers in your collection. So I think that's really cool. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video.